Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to do this really cute hipster bag from Parker on the Porch. It's their new release. It's really cute. I'm doing the number 5 size, so that means I'm using a number 5 zipper instead of a number 3 zipper. I also changed it a little bit, so I've got rectangle rings on the sides, and I'm going to do my striping. I'm waiting on my 1-inch clasps to come in, but that's what that one's going to be. I think it's really cute. Turned out adorable. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to make it. So I have my number 5 zipper, and I already have my zipper pull put on, and that's going to go right there. Here are my pieces already cut to size. I'm doing the 8x12 size. So I've got my top, middle, my middle bottom, my sides, my backs and fronts, and I am using cotton woven. This is a just regular cotton fabric, and I have put woven fused 2 on the back. I'm not using any batten, and I'm using OtterTex waterproof canvas for my lining. Also doing my accent fabric as it's a faux suede. It has kind of this fleecy back to it. It's really pretty faux suede. Today I'm going to do a little different, where this one I put in the rectangle rings on a strap. This one I'm going to do a parachute ring. One of these clasp the parachute rings, and it's just 3 drits, and it's a 1-inch. So this one I'll have to sew in my webbing. I might have to think about that for a minute. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as we go, I guess. Alright, so I've got 1 piece of tearaway stabilizer in my 8x12 hoop, and as you can see, I've already run step 1 on my stabilizer. So if you look right here between the 2 marks, that's your zipper line. You want to line your zipper teeth up with the second line from the bottom. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this zipper and some tape. My zipper pull, is going to the left. And I'm going to overhang it just a little bit on the right side, so I don't have to trim but one side in a minute. And I'm going to take that down. And then I'm going to come keeping my zipper lined up on that line. And tape it down here. Put one more little piece right here. I just don't want this to move and shift any as it sews. Alright, so let's go to the machine. Okay, here we are at the machine, and as you can see, I have the top of the bag facing out towards me. On an industrial machine, you want that. If you are on a home machine, you need to have your zipper oriented towards the throat of your machine. Okay, so now I'm going to run step number 2, and that's going to sew down both sides of the zipper and attach it. So now what we need to take is our top pieces, and you should have a outside and a lining. So I'm going to take my lining piece and line it up right at the bottom of this zipper. and it's going to overhang the zipper. And I want to center it a little bit. Let me see what line it is. I think I told you wrong. So you want to line it up with the top of the zipper. So here you want to line it up with this line. And you want to center it in between best you can. I'm just going to eyeball it. My waterproof canvas does not like to be taped down, so I'm taping it down really well so it don't move and shift. I'm going to remove all this tape on my zipper, which can be reused. So I'm just going to set it there on my hoop. Oh, that one's not sticky no more. Okay. Now I'm going to take my fabric piece and I'm going to go face down with it. I'm going to do the same thing, kind of centering it with the top of my zipper tape. And tape it down. Let's go to the machine and sew right there. Okay, I went to the machine and I sewed right here. So take this down so I can remove this tape. I'm going to flip it over and remove this tape. Okay, I'm going to pull my backing up and I'm going to finger press it, or if you need to, take it to the iron so it lays flat, and I'm going to tape it down. I'm taping mine really well because it's on the bottom of the machine and I don't want it to get caught and turned under and flipped up and get sewed in wrong. I'll be mad. Alright, so let's tape that down good. Flip it over, and I always press it down good to make sure my tape is in contact with everything good. Then I'm going to take my top. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to kind of pull it, run my fingernail across it, or whatever, however works best for you. If you want to take it to the iron and press it if you want, you can. And I'm going to tape it down. Okay, now I'm going to go to the machine and it's going to sew up and over here, and it's also going to top stitch the top here. Okay, this is what we have. This is the front. This is what the back looks like. So you can remove your tape. I'm going to leave the back tape down though, and then you want to pick up your pieces that are for your middle bottom. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to lay this at the bottom line of the zipper tape this time, center it in between the two side stitches, and I'm going to tape it down really well. This is why you need to orientate your bag to where it is facing you, facing out on industrial machines, because this is hanging over your hoop, and if not, it'll get caught in and pushed in, and if it gets pushed in, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to get sewed that way. So if you do it out towards you, it don't bump anything. It's open there. Okay, so I'm going to press that down in there, make sure it's get good contact, and I'm going to do the same thing again with the bottom exterior, and I'm going to line it up at the bottom of my zipper tape. I'm going to make sure it's good and lined up and tape it down. Okay, now I'm going to go to the machine and it's going to sew one line right there and sew all of these layers together. Okay, so there's the front of our hoop and the back of it. Everything's still in place. Everything did good. So now I'm going to remove, now I'm going to go to the back first. I'm going to remove this tape. Okay, again, I'm going to pull it away from the zipper very easily because I'm using tearaway, so you can pull it away from it. And I'm just going to run my finger down it, and it kind of creases it a little bit, and then tape it down. Let's stick the bottom one here too. Okay, so there's the back. I'm going to press it down after I flip it over. I'm going to remove the tape from the top. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pull it away from the zipper. I'm going to finger press. Make sure it's laying down nice and smooth. Kind of taut a little bit, but not pulling it out too far. Okay, now let's tape it down. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to go to the machine and it's going to sew. It's going to top stitch it and it's going to sew around. Okay, that's what the front of it looks like. Excuse me, and that's what the back of it looks like. Need a swallow of water. So I went ahead and run this step, the next step as well. What that step is if you want to put a monogram or a picture, or say I wanted a chicken or a barn or whatever on this bandana fabric, I would do it before I do the next step. And then you would fold the liner down, and then it'll be encased. So that's what that extra little step is right there that's confusing everybody. It's just a step so that you can hide any embellishments that you want to put on it. Okay, so now we're going to continue. The next step we need to do, and it's a very, 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 very important step, is you need to open your zipper. If you don't open your zipper, you don't have a bag. Open it about halfway, and I take a piece of tape and tape it down just so that it doesn't swing into, the stitch line or anything like that. Okay. So you need to take one of your side pieces lining. Okay. Oops. Throw it on the floor. So the way mine's oriented is my zipper closes to the left, and this is the top of my bag. It's going to do this side over here first, and then it's going to do this side. So I'm going to flip it over, right side down. To remove this piece of tape, it'll be in the way, and I think that one. Okay, so I'm going to line it up and tape it down. Okay, so that's what mine looks like. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to press the tape down into it so it gets good contact. I'm going to take one of my side pieces face down. I'm going to line it up. And tape it down. Okay, now I'm going to go to the machine and it's going to sew line right down there. And that's the front. And that's the back. Let's do the back first. So let's remove the tape. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to spin that around so I can work right-handed. I'm going to finger press and tape it down. See, I have a couple of little threads here that I want to get while it's easy for me to get them. Just straight tails, just to keep it pretty. And if I can, there we go. Okay. Then I thought okay, so I have my back taped down, my lining. I'm going to flip it over, and as always, press it down in there. Make sure the tape gets really good contact. I'm going to remove these pieces of tape. I'm going to pull them back, and I'm going to finger press it, but I'm going to be very easy because I don't want to scuff my suede. Before we do that, I want to trim the edge of this zipper down. And I'm going to swinge it so that it doesn't fade. Okay, so now I'm going to fold this back and tape it down. And this is on the left side. I don't know why that don't want to stay taped down. This is doing the left side first. Okay. So now I'm going to go to the machine, and it's just going to sew this down, and it's going to top stitch it. Okay, that's what the front of it looks like, and that's what the back looks like. Okay, so now we're going to leave that alone, and we're going to remove these two pieces of tape and pick up our other two pieces. We need right sides down, and we're going to tape this in place. That's our lining piece. We taped it lining up everything here, and this is the piece that's going to be on the right side. So now we're going to flip it over. I'm going to give it a little push down so make sure everything's contacted good with the tape. Right side, excuse me, right side down with this. I'm going to line this up and tape it down. Ooh. Alright, it's going to go to the machine, and it's going to sew a straight line right down here. And that's the front. And that's the back. So let's start with the back. Remove our pieces of tape. I'm going to give it a little snug pull. I'm going to finger press it and tape it down. Okay, that's flat. I'm going to press it in the tape good. I'm going to remove these three pieces. Pull this back. I'm just going to use my finger to press on that some so I don't scuff my faux suede. And tape that down. Now it's going to top stitch it and sew this down like it did this side. Alright, so there's the front. That's what the back looks like. Okay, this is another confusing part for everybody. And I'm going to make it very simple for you. All of your exterior fabric goes on the top of your hoop. All of your lining fabrics go on the back of your hoop. So now we're going to take your back. No, we're not. I'm going to go run the placement lines for our strap. And then we got to figure that out. Okay, I don't know if you can see or not, but it put a line there and a line there and a line there and a line there. It's 1.5 inches opening, so if you want to use 1.5 inch webbing or make your strap 1.5 inches, she left it plenty big enough for that. I'm just using 1 inch. Okay, so if I'm gonna think about this. If I do it this way, okay, so I'm gonna need so if we do this, and lay it down there, that will give me plenty of room to do that, okay? So I'm going to cut it right there. And for reference, that is 5.5 inches exactly. Okay, so I'm going to put this one here. I'm going to line it up with my zipper. I'm overhanging it about 1/2 inch-ish, and I'm going to tape it down. Here we go. Okay, so this side, if we just overhang it, line it up with the zipper and overhang it, we should be able to attach the other side to that. Okay. So let me say too, you want this to go straight. You don't want this to be crooked, wonky coming in and out of your seam, because then it'll be wonky laying on your body. All right, so that's how I'm going to do that piece. And I'm just going to kind of fold these back and forth like this. Okay, so now I'm going to take my back and I'm going to lay it down and tape it down. Yours might be a little easier. I'm trying to hold my webbing down as well, so I'm going to put a lot of tape to hold everything down and in place. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the machine. There's something hard there. Let me see what's hard there. Oh, that's a fold in that. Okay, it'll be out of the seam line. Okay, so now I'm going to take it to the machine and it's going to sew around it 2 or 3 times, and then it's going to do another row of line about 1/8 inch away, and it's going to go around it 2 or 3 times. It's going to completely enclose this, make it like a pocket. While it's stitching it, let me say I was wrong. It's going to tack your straps down first, and then it's going to sew that around and around and around and around and around and enclose it. All right, there's the front of my hoop. See how it sewed it around and around and around. So now I'm going to flip it down so my lining is up. So all of my lining goes on the back. I'm going to take my lining right side down. Make sure everything's covered up. The two pieces who close your bag at the end, the very end, are your lining. So if you want to give yourself a little bit of extra at the top, if you can, that would help bunches. And I'm going to take this piece down. Okay. So now it's going to sew around twice, and it's going to leave a hole right here for us to turn it through, and that's at the top. All right, that's what the front of our hoop looks like, and that's what the back of the hoop looks like. So now you can remove all your tape and free it from the hoop. I don't think I'm going to remove all of mine, just what's close to the cutout lines. Okay. Here we go. Be free. Okay, so now we're going to look at the top of our hoop and on the top of our bag and see it left us a hole here. I'm going to cut in diagonally to the stitches, but not cut them. There we go. Now I'm going to cut all the way around, leaving about 1/8 of an inch. And I'm going to trim my corners really good, really close, but not so close that I think it's going to pull loose. I'm going to get my pinking shears up here, I think, the rest of the way at this curve, just so it lays nicely. Okay. Look at these corners. There we go. And the only two pieces that you need right here are your pocket, the ones that leave the hole, your two lining pieces. All this other can be cut off. It'll be bulk in your seam. So I'm going to just cut that off. The only pieces I'm leaving are my lining pieces. The pieces that make up the hole. The two pieces that are the hole. Okay? And you can get rid of all of this. So when you look in your hole, all you can see is lining. You can't even see that webbing or anything that we left in here. So now we're going to turn it with our inside out. So we're going to turn it one time and make sure that our lining is facing out. My hands are bothering me today. I have RA and lupus and all, and they're bothering me today. Yeah. Maybe I got the strength to do it. I'm going to cut that conditioning on. Don't let me struggle and give you any representation of this pattern. It's really simple pattern. My hands are just really weak today. Okay, I've got it inside out. I'm going to go in here with my turning tool in a minute and see if I can't get everything like that, like it should be. There's one side. Give me a second, guys. My hands are hurting real bad today. Just have this one little corner to flip. Here we go. Maybe that got it. Okay. So that's what the front looks like, and that's what the back looks like. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your opening here and you're going to fold your pieces in just past the stitch line, okay, until everything looks nice and straight. Take you a couple of clips. Now you can finish this with hem tape or that sticky fill and stick tape, fill and seal tape, or whatever. I'm just going to use Beacon 3-in-1 glue. I like Fabri-Tac. And what I'm going to do is add a little bit of this on the stitch line. Ooh, it came out then. Okay. One more little piece here. There we go. Alright. So it takes this about 5 minutes or so to dry, so I'll be back in 5 minutes. Alright guys, it's been about 5 minutes and I have removed the tearaway stabilizer from the back of my zipper place. I'm going to open the zipper. Pull out my webbing. Good. Okay, so I'm going to remove this and I'm going to turn it through the zipper the right side out. It was a little bit bigger, so it's a little easier to trim for me. Okay. Make sure everything looks nice. I'm going to take my curve turning tool and I'm just going to run it in that seam. Make the curve look really nice, and then I'm going to come push out my points, my corners, make them look nice and neat as well. There we go. Look how cute that is. Alright, so for our parachute clip, you have to go inside teeth, this way. Okay, inside teeth, outside teeth. There we go. So when you give it a pull, it doesn't move. And then this one, right side up, you need to go inside teeth, outside teeth. Oh, nope, I didn't do that right. Inside teeth, outside teeth. There we go. And then bring it back and clip it. Oh, I love it. That's so cute. And then it just kind of clips right here on your side. Obviously, you can make it the size you need it, but I just kind of lobbed off a pretty good chunk to see. Probably about 45 inches or so is what you need, or maybe 40 inches or so. I don't know. I'm a large woman, so. Okay, so I'm going to take this to the iron, and I'm going to rest only my woven part. I'm not going to use it on my faux suede or my vinyl or anything like that. If you do, use a pressing cloth or a Teflon sheet. Press it, and it's done, guys. Look how cute. Completely lined. Look how cute. Cute, cute, cute. Let's see. Well, scissors, it's not big enough for scissors to fit in, but all your other little goodies will fit in here. So if you have like chapsticks or your credit cards, or even if maybe a turkey hunter or something, or a deer hunter took his calls or bullets or something like that in there. I think that was something like that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is the Hipster from Parker on the Porch.